Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning, everybody. Friends, I'm Gina Hendrickson, lead pastor here at First Methodist Church of Morristown, and I am just so grateful that each and every one of you is here, all those who are still registering outside and those who will also be coming in. We're grateful for this opportunity, and we welcome you on behalf of the whole congregation to our 4th annual Health and Wellness Fair. It is going to be an exciting morning, and I'm grateful for all the work and planning that has been put into this. Please note in your bags, there's just some, I got to do it right because I'm giving some plugs for FMC. There's some fun events that are coming up. There's an information here. Some are so outward community based, as well as some of our special services coming up. And also we have a great road trip. This is going to be our vacation Bible school this August. So information about the church, if you feel you're looking for a faith family or a community to get connected with, FMC is a place where all belong and all are welcome. Friends, at our health fair, every year we talk a lot about the wellness of mind, body, and spirit for individuals. But, community wellness matters just as much. Our co-keynote speakers today are helping Morristown become healthier in powerful ways by building neighbor-to-neighbor connection and care. One of the deepest forms of health is not just physical. I believe wholeheartedly it is relational. And it's knowing that when you're having a surgery, someone is going to maybe bring a meal. Or if it snows, when it snows, someone can help clear your sidewalks. And if life feels overwhelming, somebody notices, somebody cares. So today we are blessed to welcome 2 powerful women who are helping to make that kind of community real right here in Morristown. Karen Reiner is the founder of More Unity, a nonprofit committed to bringing divides and to bridging divides and building unity across differences. Many of you know Karen as the Morristown 2023 Citizen of the Year. Yeah, amen. But I think what I admire most is her steady commitment to bringing people together across perspectives, beliefs, and cultures. After a distinguished career as the Director of Human Resources at Lockheed Martin, Karen has poured her leadership gifts into strengthening the heart of our town. She and her husband Craig have raised 4 kids here in Morristown, and she continues to invest in this community that she loves. So welcome, Karen. Now joining her also is Alessandra, or Allie, Wetterick. Yeah, making sure I was getting those names pronounced correct. And she is a facilitator of Give More Mutual Aid. Allie helps create spaces where neighbors can both ask for and offer help, building trust, mutual support, and resilience. With a background in facilitation, leadership coaching, and program design, she helps groups find shared values and practical ways to care for one another. Allie works as a project manager at Holman and lives here in Morristown with her partner Mike and their dog Astro. Amen. So together, through Give More, these 2 leaders are helping neighbors help neighbors, strengthening community through simple acts of kindness and compassion. So friends, will you please join me in warmly welcoming Karen and Allie.
Hello. Glad to be here this morning. I'm going to do most of the talking because Karen is still recovering from a cold, so just want to let you know I'm not trying to steal the spotlight. You can go to the next slide. So I'm here to talk about mutual aid. Raise your hand if you're familiar with this concept. Okay, a few people. Awesome. So I like to think of mutual aid as just kind of being a good neighbor, right? It's about creating community-based solidarity, really caring about each other, being willing to give what it is that you have, whether that's time, resources, care, and really creating a community that's connected, where people are willing to pitch in for each other because they have that trust in each other. They have that shared responsibility, even a little bit of interdependence. Next slide. So I wanted to highlight here that mutual aid can be shown through many, many, many forms. So a lot of people think about the things at the top, like clothing or food, or the things at the bottom, like financial support, but there's all this juicy stuff in the middle going on, including creative care for each other, medical care, transportation, babysitting, pet sitting. There's all different flavors of mutual aid. Next slide. Oh, yes, and mutual aid also doesn't just have to be one way. It's not just charity. We can do skill sharing, we can do time banking. There's lots of different formats for it. So it doesn't just have to be, I'm just helping you and that's the end of the story. I also just want to clarify, a lot of people confuse charity and mutual aid. So I just want to sort of talk about the differences for a little bit. So charity tends to be done through organizations, through boards, through donors, and this kind of creates a natural hierarchy because the donor is saying, here's some money, I want you to do what I want you to do with these funds. And so this creates sort of like a one-directional system versus mutual aid where it's people helping each other. There is no hierarchy. It's very collaborative. It's more of a horizontal structure. And in fact, we actually have names for these different structures if you want to go to the next slide. So we call these the spider and the starfish. And if you're curious, there is actually a book, I think it's actually called The Starfish and the Spider, I swapped them, that goes into this in more detail. But spider is sort of that hierarchical bit. So you have a headquarters, you have somebody in charge. Knowledge and power are sort of divided into the different legs of the spider. And consequently, if something happens to the head or an arm of this organization, the spider's not going to do too well. Versus the starfish, which has no headquarters. There is no single person in charge. Knowledge and power are distributed across all the arms of the starfish. And if something happens to, well, I can't really say the head because there is no head on the starfish, or a leg of the starfish is still going to be resilient. It's still going to do just fine. So we have an activity that we're going to ask you to participate in today. If you look around, you'll see on the 5 doors in this room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have some sticky notes. We have yellow sticky notes and we have green sticky notes. And we're gonna ask you to participate in an exercise that we typically do at our meetings that we call asks and offers. So we do both of these to help create connection, to help people get to know each other, and to start building some of this initial trust in the community. A lot of people will say, well, why do asks? Like, I have so much to offer. It's so easy for me to come with my skills to offer. And the reason that we do asks is really, one, we live in a society that encourages us to be independent and not have to rely on anybody. But in order to have a community where people are comfortable supporting each other, we have to build the muscle of asking. So getting used to asking, which I know is something that a lot of us have to exercise that muscle ourselves, as well as creating a culture where it's okay to ask. If nobody ever sees anybody asking for anything, then it doesn't feel as okay to do that behavior. So we want to practice what we preach. So that's why we create asks as well as offers. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is find the door sort of closest to you. We're gonna try and aim for 10 to 15 people per door. You will see some stickies near the door. We also ask you to grab the pens that you have in front of you. If you can't find a pen, let me know. I have some extras up front. And you're gonna find your stickies. You're gonna peel off a few so that we can share them. So give a few to your neighbors. and brainstorm what is something that you could ask and what is something that you might want to offer. So try and have one of each. You'll see the colors correspond to what's written on the door in terms of asks and offers. And if you go to the next slide, I have some examples so you don't feel stuck. Yeah. So the colors on the doors might be swapped from what's on the slide, but that's fine. So for asks, you might be asking for a recipe, asking for advice on something. You might be asking for what's the best coffee spot. Sort of figure out, what it is that you're comfortable asking for within the group of people that you're with. And then similar for offers, think about what is something that you might offer. Maybe there's a specific skill that you have. Maybe you have a recipe that you want to share. Maybe you have a particular skill that not many other people have. You're really good at photography or painting. You're really good at poetry. You are good at finances. Maybe there's something like that you could just kind of put out into the world. And by doing this, what you're doing is you're sharing, this is, something that I have, time, resource, care that I am willing to share with my community. And this is something that might be a time commitment, skill, or resource that I am in need of, that I would love to receive. Any questions before we get started? Yep. So there are stickies by the doors. You'll see stacks of stickies. Yep, there's stacks of stickies, so peel them apart. They don't need to stay as one giant stack. You're only going to need a couple sticky notes. I do ask that you try and put one ask and one offer per sticky. And where do we stick them? On the doors. So you'll see we have stickies that say offers and asks. So you're just going to match the colors and stick them in the appropriate category. Oh, the stickies are on the end of the pew closest to the door. Okay. Any other questions? Karen and I are going to get up and wander around to help make sure that everybody has direction and knows what they're doing. But let's go ahead and get started. So get up, find the doors, find the stickies, grab some pens. Raise your hand if you need help with anything, and we will be right over. Yep. Okay, I see some people are already putting their stickies up. As you put your sticky up, it would be helpful if you read it out to your group so that they know what it is that you're asking for and what it is that you're offering so they can connect and say, oh, I'd like to, help with this ask, or I'd like to take advantage of this offer. So just make sure that you communicate amongst your group what your asks are and what your offers are. Okay. If you have not already started to connect asks and offers, now is the time to do so. If there is an ask that you can meet, make sure that you grab it, identify whose ask it is, talk to them about how you're going to meet that ask. If there is an offer that you want to take advantage of, grab that offer, identify who put that offer up, and connect with them about how to take advantage of that offer. Okay, wrap up the conversations that you're having. Let's sit back down for a minute. Thanks for participating. I hope you made some great connections. I heard some great discussions going on as I was walking around. And I'm curious to hear from you all. What was this experience like? What came up for you as you were doing this? Yeah. Raise your hand.
I found someone to fix my door lock.
Oh, great. See, that's an interesting, quirky little need. Yeah. And you found someone. What else came up for people? You want to share either how you matched up with an ask and an offer, or how it made you feel to do the exercise?
Were you going to say something? You go first.
Did you say, did I enjoy the exercise?
It's not by chance that I'm here. I mean, my friend invited me, and my dad is getting released from the hospital, and I just met her mom, who has a business. She's a nurse's aide. So I'm in tears right now.
It's so beautiful how these connections happen, like they're meant to happen. Yeah. Nadine, did you have?
Well, I actually piggybacked off of her need because I know somebody who had a need similar, and so I'm helping somebody who's not even here.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
I think we were representing like 5 or 6 different towns in our area, and we talked about, it struck me that, again, not knowing your neighbors, and I named that for myself where I live. There's just not a neighbor connection, and if I keep asking, I feel like am I being a pest? But anyways, wound up deciding to, for me personally, making the offer of having a townhouse that's real close by to us, and working and trying to offer like a barbecue in the summer with the smoker. I've volunteered my husband. That's what I offered. I offered my husband. Rich, I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. And just to offer that and to build community, I'm like, it's so hard to bring people together. And so I was inspired to do that, and that's what I'm going to do this summer.
And a neighborhood kind of potluck block party is a great example of mutual aid barbecue. Yeah. Any other comments, any other connections people made that you want to share with the group? Or how the exercise made you feel? Okay. I'll do Nancy, and then I'll come over to you.
Thank you, Karen. I'll just say it was a great icebreaker and a way to meet my neighbors and make new friends and offer some help. Thank you.
Oh, sure. I'll come to you.
They weren't in my group, but I have to take this opportunity to welcome dear Joanna and Richard, our former pastor, to be with us today.
Lovely, welcome back. Hi, I just think this is great, and I don't belong to this church, but I feel like this church does more for this town than any other that I know of.
I also don't belong to this church, but I echo that. Yeah. Any other?
No, I just met, I don't want to say a young person, but a younger than me person who is working to help give mental health counseling for youth. And I just thought it was a really nice thing that she's participating in. So I gave her my email so she could send me the information, and it's to help youth from 13 to 18. And at any rate, it was a good connection.
I'm excited that I'm going to get a sourdough starter. I had one of these when I was younger and raising my children, and was able to make a lot of, breads from it. But then I don't know what happened to the starter, and anyway, so I can start this process up again and make some delicious sourdough bread. Thank you.
And then maybe you get an extra loaf and you give it to a neighbor, and it spreads and spreads. I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to hand the mic back over.
Okay, let's go to our last slide. So thank you for participating today. I'm so glad to see all the connections being made through this exercise. If you're interested in joining us for this type of thing again, we do it every third Thursday at the Morristown Library. We also have some socials that you can join if you're curious to join us virtually. We have a Facebook, we have a Google group, we started a Slack channel. So all that information is available. I have like little cards on the table outside. Feel free to grab one of those. And yeah, thank you again for participating, and we hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Karen and Allie, for introducing us to a simple yet incredibly powerful and effective way to make connections with our neighbors. It's simplicity at the end of the day, but it's powerful in its effect. So now is the time when we are going to move into the individual sessions of the health fair. So when everyone came in, hopefully you were able to stop by the registration table, and there you will have received these 2 pieces of paper. If you're carrying a green bag, they will be in there. If you didn't get the chance to do that, when you walk out of here, please do. It's right behind us in the narthex, we call that area. This lists where the location of all the different seminars. There is also a map in the bag, but if at any point during today